11:30 on BBC Radio Merseyside. Will Batchelor here from 12 o'clock, 01517099333. If you'd like to speak to him about anything in the news today or anything that's on your mind, get it off your chest. Right, imagine waking up to find you've lost your favourite pants. I'd be devastated, I'll be honest with you. Well, that's what's happened to one lady in a brand new children's book. Nana's Knickers is written by a Wirral lad called Nico Russell, and as well as being an award-winning writer, he's also played a stormtrooper in the latest Star Wars film, and he's nearly been run over by Brad Pitt. He joins me in the studio now to tell me his story. Hello, Nico.
Morning, Salty. Morning, Merseyside. Lovely to be here.
So tell me a little bit about where did the idea for Nana's Knickers come from then?
Well, I've got a niece and nephew, and they both love stories at bedtime, love their Nana, and they love stories about knickers. So it kind of seemed a no-brainer to put the two together and write a story about Nana's Knickers.
I mean, the title conjures up all kinds of different images. So this is a story about Nana who wakes up and finds that she's lost her favourite pair of knickers, is it?
Yeah, that's right. So she screams the house down, which alerts her grandkids, so they come rushing in. And then on the advice of her grandkids, she goes back to the previous day to retrace her steps to try and find out what's happened to them. So there's a bit of a moral in the story as well.
I've just got the book in front of me now. I've got two children, 6 and 3, and this is the kind of book that they would love because it's got a lot of bright illustrations and it really brings the story to life. Is that one of the key things when you're writing a children's book?
Yeah, definitely. The illustrator, Charlie Mayer, I'm really lucky to have found it because there's so much detail in the pages, which I think the kids really like to see because sometimes the story isn't what they're listening to, they're just looking at the pictures. So there's detail in every single page, and there's a little mouse that's hidden somewhere on each page as well.
Right.
It's something that kids can find new things every time they read it.
I've found one. Found one. And hopefully, you know, if they're lucky enough, most children have a Nana, so they can relate to it that way as well, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they all sit around as a family together to try and work out what could have happened to them, to try and solve the mystery. So there's a bit of a puzzle in there, and there are a few red herrings to where they might have gone to, so it's something that keeps them entertained.
So you weren't always a writer, though, were you? So how have you fallen into it? You said about your nieces and nephews, just something that came across you one day, really?
Well, I've always written. My background's in poetry, and I won the National Poetry Contest in 2012. I'm not an office person. I like, being creative and being outside doing different things. So,
how long's the book been out then?
The book has been out for about a month.
And have you had a decent reaction to it so far?
Yes, definitely. Well, from my family anyway. But everyone who has read it has absolutely loved it, which is great. And I've had some lovely feedback from Mumsnet, the Book Trust, and everyone really. So it's been great.
From my own personal experience, the thing is with kids' books, if a child likes a book, they want it read over and over again. It's not like they're going to have the book read to them once and then, go on to another one. So you're really playing a key part in almost a child's, education. The bedtime read's an important part of life, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's, with the poetry, it helps because there's such a good flow to it. And also I've used words, because I think it's important when children read books to actually learn from them and their vocabulary grows. So I've tried to use words that, they may not know when they see it, but once they've read it once, they'll then know it and use it themselves.
Explaining to them what knickers are, for example.
Exactly, yeah.
I was just reading through some of the other things you've done. You've certainly been a busy guy. You found yourself standing in for George Clooney, because I think you joined an extras agency, didn't you? What were you standing in for him for?
It was his film that's just out, Monuments Men, and we did a one-day reshoot, and I was his kind of size, so he just picked me. I just stood where he would stand so he could sort the lights. Then he came over, told me to get out. And then he did his bit. And I've been on some amazing sets, Downton Abbey, Mr. Selfridge, so it was good.
You've also nearly been squashed by a tank driven by Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I was in Fury, which I think is coming out later this year, and I was one of the soldiers who was stuck in the mud, and then he drove his tank. He's not very good at driving tanks, to be honest, and it nearly squashed one of my right legs. I've only got one right leg, but
yeah.
It nearly squashed it. So yeah, that was quite exciting.
Did you sort of shout at him?
I had a right go at him.
Yeah.
A right go at him.
Oh, pity. Don't do that. So the book is called Nana's Knickers. Is it where can you get it then?
Nana's Knickers, it's available at bluefluffbooks.com. It's also on Amazon and some various local bookshops. But if you go in anywhere and ask for it, then they'll be able to get it for you.
Yeah,
Blue Fluff Books.
I don't know. There's something I'd feel a bit awkward about walking into a shop and going, "Can I have Nana's Knickers, please?" I don't know. I might get strange looks.
Yeah, during the process we had to call it NK because people overheard me saying about Nana's Knickers, and I just got too many dodgy looks.
Yeah,
but it's out there now, so it'll be fine. People know what you're talking about.
I'm sure they do. And as I say, it's a really, really bright book. It's fantastic. It's got that smell of a new book as well, which I like. So, good luck with it. Very much.
Thanks very much.